So I'm running a little bit late for a free walking tour, and so I decided to try a crab chili onigiri from 7-Eleven. I'm like a minute late, but I eat some food. Just okay. Gotta find out where I'm going. The chili crab itself is decent. It's not bad. It just tastes like fake crab and really old sauce. So definitely not that good. Completed a free walking tour, and one interesting thing that I learned is they had something called mass Singaporean weddings, which is essentially like 60 plus couples get married at the same time, and it only costs 6K Singaporean dollars, and you get a free honeymoon to Japan, Hong Kong, and Bali, all included. So it's like kind of like Groupon, if that makes sense. The only catch is you have to get married with a bunch of people, and you have to travel and go on the honeymoon with a bunch of people. So yeah, Liz, want to do it? Alright, so I've been meaning to try this for a long time now, which is dried noodles, and then with fish balls and some fish stuff. But let's mix this all up first. This looks so yummy. Just a bunch of just like oil and chili sauce and spicy sauce, and she said, "Do you want it spicy?" And I said, "Duh, of course." First, let's try a little bit of the soup. Tastes like a little bit of chicken broth mixed with fish broth, if that kind of makes sense. It's pretty heavy on the salt, so it makes it taste good, but it's probably not the super healthiest. All right, now for the real show here. This is what I came for. Let's try it. Probably one of the best dishes I've had in Singapore. It is so flavorful. It's so unhealthy. Just a bunch of oil and chili sauce. It needs a little bit more chili sauce, but that's just my personal preference. But it's just so much flavor. It's just so savory. It almost has like a minced meat flavor, of like a meatiness with a little bit of seafood, but it's just covered in like, I don't even know what type of oil. Maybe it's sesame oil, and it's just so good. And it's just one of those food stalls behind me. That one right there. It just says Old Brand Great Taste. I don't even know the name of it, but oh my god, this is just so awesome. And got to show you a bite with some fish cake, I guess. This is so good. It's just covered in flavor. Oh my god. It has everything that you could want in terms of flavor. It's just so savory, so delicious. Alright, I don't really know how you're supposed to do it. I saw a lady in front of me just get a bunch of this like chili with soy sauce, and I'm just gonna try a little bit and pour a little bit in and see how that tastes. Or actually, it's not soy sauce. I think it's actually vinegar. I just tried it. It's a little sour, so I think it's more vinegar. So just mix it up a bit and try it. Hopefully it's spicier. I love spicy. And the vinegar adds a very interesting dimension. It's not as spicy as I want it to be. I wish it could be spicier, but yeah, this is gonna go all in. It's that good. Yeah, just a nice vinegary flavor. And then obviously you got to get some of that fish ball flavor. So let's try some of this fish ball. maybe coat it in this sauce. See if this sauce. Fish ball is okay. You can tell that's pretty low quality fish ball. It doesn't have that snap. It's pretty mushy. It doesn't have a strong taste, to be honest. It doesn't really taste like a fish ball. But it's okay. But the noodles definitely where it's at. This is only 3 Singaporean dollars, so highly recommend just dry noodles in general. So delicious. Alright, as you can see, I completely cleaned that out. Really good meal. Probably one of the best meals in terms of flavor that I've had. Not in terms of the whole package, but in terms of flavor. Super strong, super savory flavor. And again, you can't see it really, but it's called Old Grand Great Taste. I'm in Chinatown Complex. I almost overlooked it. There was a smallish line. Only 3 Singaporean dollars. It was so good. So good. Alright, so that's where I ended up going. The Chinatown Complex. I don't know if you can see it. But the interesting thing is there's a lot of old people. It seems like most of the clientele at most of these hawker centers are old people. And, it, you know, if I had to guess, coming from, you know, Asian tradition, these old people generally love cheaper food and more traditional food, so that's probably why. Not saying that's a bad thing, and I guess all the young people are going to the more hip, more millennial, more upscale type of restaurants. But it's just an interesting observation. Alright, so I got some Singaporean chili crab, and those of you who don't know, literally crab is my favorite food, and it looks delicious. It smells like tomato-based, like a tomato-based sauce. It smells a little bit fragrant of peppers, but I'm gonna try this buttered roll first. So you literally get these just to soak up this sauce. So I'm just gonna get a bunch of it and try out the sauce first. Very tomatoey. It's not as spicy as I thought it would be. I got it from this place called Alliance Seafood at Newton Food Center. I read online that they have the best for the cheapest. All this, and this was 39 Singaporean dollars. So, yeah. I'm gonna try the crab, but unfortunately I forgot to bring my tripod, so you won't be able to see me cracking everything open, but I'll try and do my best. Alright, so I kind of cheated a little bit by taking a few bites, but I cracked this one open so you guys can see. And I'm just gonna soak up that sauce, and then I'm just gonna suck it all out. The crab meat is okay. It's not the best crab meat in the world. But that sauce, the sauce is beautiful. It works so well with the crab, because crab meat is, you know, slightly sweet, and this sauce is slightly sweet, but it's fragrant, right? So it has a lot of that smell, it has a lot of that nasal part, and it fully brings out the flavor, that sweetness, and it also adds a lot of that, a little bit of spiciness, and really good. Highly recommend. Alright, so I opened up another beautiful piece, and I'm just gonna drench it in this sauce. Just soak it all up, and then suck it all out. I mean, I'm kind of biased because I love crab, but definitely one of my favorite dishes so far in Singapore. And then gotta go for some more bread. Just gotta soak up that chili sauce. Bread is a nice addition. Alright, I don't know if you can see this, but I am now done with my chili crab, and my face is just covered in chili. And it's kind of nice because it's not too spicy, because it's a little bit burny because of the chili, but I wish it was more spicy because of the flavor. But yeah, my whole lips are covered, and it was super tasty. Alright, and then for the last thing that I spent my money on, I literally only have 2 Singaporean dollars in my pocket. Chicken satay. And it looks very oily and very juicy with, I think, some sort of like peanutty sauce. So let's just dig in with the sauce. Yeah, definitely a peanut sauce. It's almost like a sweet peanut sauce. Definitely has some sweet texture. Or not texture, sweet taste. Chicken is just okay. It's very oily. It's a very chicken thigh, fatty part. But it's freshly made. Ow, that was really hot. But let me just try some without any sauce. Very juicy. Just a little bit meaty, a little bit more fat. Definitely chicken thigh. But very flavorful. There's some sort of seasoning. I don't know what it is. It's very light though. It's like a dash of salt and then some sort of like, I don't know, some sort of seasoning that's very light. But it's good. This is the Newton Hawker Center. Specializes in seafood. Alright, that was gonna be my last meal in Singapore. Some chili crab and some satay. Classic. Chili crab was really good. Crab wasn't super high quality by any means, but the chili and the sauce made it, right? That's what makes it special. So definitely really good, really interesting. You know, I don't like people who are pretentious about crab and are like, oh, you should only eat it with like lemon and butter. No, if it's like low quality, you add a bunch of flavor to make it taste really good, right? So chili, definitely good. Satay, it was just okay. You know, it's just meat on a stick that's grilled. What's not to like? It's not super high quality. It's not the most memorable, but it's definitely filling, definitely cheap, definitely, you know, good and oily. But yeah, overall, pretty good last meal. So I just randomly decided to go to the Singapore Botanic Gardens, but at night, I guess. It was kind of close to Newton Hawker Center, so I'm just kind of wandering around, you know, the Botanic Gardens. It's at dusk time, the sun is set, and it's kind of interesting. We'll see what I explore here. All right, I finally made it to the orchids, and I don't know if you can see that, but I think they're blooming. I don't know, they look purple, they look colorful, so I made it to the orchids in Singapore Botanic Gardens. If you didn't know, one of Singapore's main exports are orchids, the flower, so that's pretty cool. So I'm at the mall because I needed to buy some extra toothpaste, and the girl in front of me didn't have enough money. She needed an extra 10 cents, and I just had an extra 10 cents lying around, and then I just gave it to her, and she had the biggest smile on her face, over 10 Singaporean cents. So that was my good deed of the day, I guess. So that's pretty cool.